Like and subscribe right now, or you're gonna have terrible luck for the next week.
Snakes rarely attack people, much less eat them. But then again, there have been recorded incidents of this happening, and we're here to talk about them. From extremely close calls to actual humans being eaten, here are 10 humans found inside snakes. Number 10. The biggest TV fail. Our main protagonist here is a guy named Paul Rosalie, who for reasons only known to himself, decided to try and force a snake to swallow him alive. This brilliant idea didn't just come to him on a whim though, he was fully prepared for it. He designed and built a so-called crush-proof suit that will allow him to go down the snake's digestive tract and live to tell the tale. The suit was of course equipped with several cameras to show the viewers at home what snake food goes through, and even came with an oxygen supply. But alas, the snake wouldn't even attempt to swallow him at all, contented with coiling around Rosalie, subjecting him to a never-tightening embrace. Despite his suit, Rosalie was forced to tap out and scream for help when he felt that his arm was about to snap in two like a dry twig. Of course, millions of people were watching at home, but each and every one turned off their TVs in disappointment. Number 9. Snake in my room. A man from Leeds in the UK was woken up abruptly by noises that came from within his bedroom. Using his phone as a flashlight, he looked around the dark room to look for what could have caused the noise, only to find the snake climbing up his bedside table. Fortunately, he managed to trap the animal, a corn snake, inside a sleeping bag while he called for help. Corn snakes aren't even endemic to the UK, so it's likely that this was a pet that either escaped or was let go. Since no one claimed to own the snake, it was adopted by a reptile specialist and now goes by the name of Tango. Number 8. Burst at the seams. This Burmese python was definitely able to swallow this gator whole, but it was so big that it ruptured the snake's stomach, eventually bursting out of the snake itself. Both animals are dead, just in case you were wondering. This incident happened in the Florida Everglades, a place that has a lot of snakes and even a lot more gators. Number 7. Don't wish for a third. In 2014, an Australian scrub python that was being tracked by researchers somehow found itself in the vicinity of Lee Ann Mears' home. Being the responsible scientists that they are, they warned the mother of two about the snake's presence, advising her to lock the doors and close all windows, which she did. But that evening, it was so hot that she decided to keep her own bedroom door open, and she woke up to the snake coiled around her leg. She did manage to shake the clingy reptile off, and also somehow was able to lock the snake in her kitchen while waiting for help to arrive. All's well that ends well, right? Number 6. Almost pet food. Now we enter the more morbid part of today's video, starting off with the sad fate of Laura Hurst, a snake enthusiast from Battleground, Indiana. She was so into snakes, she actually has a house dedicated to them, all 20 of them. She visits the house of reptiles around twice a week to both feed them and do general maintenance. But one day during one of her visits, she didn't come out alive. She was found by authorities dead inside the home, and although she wasn't eaten, one of her pets, an 8-foot python, was coiled loosely around her neck. A later autopsy revealed that she died from strangulation. Here's the strange part. While it's known that she owned 20 different kinds of snakes, authorities found more than 20 in the house. A lot more, 140 to be exact. To this day, no one can find an explanation for the sheer number of snakes found. Number 5. The snake next door. The Reptile Ocean pet store was a frequent haunt of the children living nearby, which included brothers Connor and Noah Barth, who lived next door. Unbeknownst to many, owner Jean-Claude Savoy had a private animal collection, which included the aforementioned snake. No one knows how, but the python was able to escape from its enclosure and somehow managed to find its way into the two boys' bedroom, where both were sleeping. The boys were never seen alive again. Wild African rock pythons are known to be able to kill and consume children, but this particular snake was actually known for being docile. Savoy still couldn't believe the tragedy that happened and went on to say that he didn't even want the snake at all, only accepting it when a government wildlife agency told him that the snake would be euthanized if no one adopted it. Something tells me he now regrets taking the snake in. Number 4. After school snack. In 2002, near Durban in South Africa, a 10-year-old schoolboy had just left school with some of his classmates when he was attacked by a large 20-foot African rock python. His terrified friends took refuge atop a nearby tree, but the hapless boy couldn't escape. He was killed and devoured in full view of his friends. The kids stayed up the tree for about 3 hours before they were able to call for help. When the police and snake experts finally arrived on the scene, no trace of the snake nor the boy could be found. In fact, no one ever saw both again. This was the first documented case of an African rock python attacking and consuming a human. Number 3. Eaten by his own pet. For some reason, parents Rich and Lisa thought it would be a good idea to give their son Zach a 20-foot-long python as a pet. They named it Jaws, as you would, and the snake and the toddler were inseparable. The parents even allowed little Zach to play inside Jaws' enclosure. Big mistake though. One day, when Rich was out taking his other kids to school, Lisa left home to run a few errands, leaving Zach to play with the snake. When she came back, she noticed she couldn't hear Zach playing anymore. So she went to the enclosure to check on him, and I'm sure you have a pretty good idea of what happened next. Despite the tragic event, both parents maintained that they couldn't have done anything to prevent what happened. They even claimed that Jaws even misses little Zach, and you can see it in his eyes.
Now it's time for today's best pick.
Today's pick shows us a photo of a snake that obviously just finished a large meal. Is there a human inside that huge lump? Well, maybe. Number 2. Indonesian woman swallowed by snake. When 54-year-old Watiba went missing, her neighbors were at a loss to where she could have gone. She was last seen carrying a machete tending to her vegetable garden. A search was conducted a day after people realized she was missing, but only her sandals and the machete were found. But just a few hundred meters away from the sandals lay a 23-foot-long python with a bloated stomach. Fearing the worst, the villagers immediately killed the snake and carried it back to their village. When they slit the snake's massive stomach bulge, they found poor Watiba crushed to death and swallowed whole. Tragic indeed, but this isn't the last time something like this would happen.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works.
Number 1. Indonesian man swallowed by snake. This time, it was 25-year-old Akbar who just went out to harvest some palm oil. What happened is an exact carbon copy of the previous story's events. Man goes out, man doesn't return, man is reported missing. People search for man. Snake with bulging stomach is found, man is found inside snake. At this point, let me just say that reticulated pythons rarely attack and consume full-grown humans. The 2 previous entries are the first 2 recorded instances of this tragic event. Do you have any snake-related stories? Tell us down in the comments. And while you're still here, why don't you smash that subscribe button as well as the notification bell? That way, you'll get notified every time we upload new and amazing content just like this. Again, thanks for watching and see you on the next video.